friends, welcome back to Tarot Reading with dear Aprisa, and today we are going to do new moon reading. This is for new moon in Leo, and as I am doing this reading today, we are already in Mercury Retrograde in the same sign, which is Leo. And I think for this reading we are going to do something a little bit different, not reading the whole new moon energy, but because the new moon is a new opportunity, this is the beginning, this is the new cycle, and then I'm thinking about Mercury retrograde as the need to slow down and then perhaps reviewing our situation, maybe revisiting some stuff, some interaction, and this reading is going to do that. I'm going to look for you what or who is coming back into your life. And what is interesting here, I'm gonna invite you before we start checking out who or what is coming back. Then the first thing, we're gonna check the energy of this new moon that is going to bring you. And no matter whenever you are watching this reading, then you are free to claim the energy that feels right for you. So you don't have to be in this exact time. So basically this is a timeless reading, but also this is a general reading. So take what resonates and leave the rest, okay? So maybe that's another message for someone else. All right, in your group. All right, so we're gonna look at the energy of the new moon, and then afterwards, when you feel like this is aligned with you, if this resonates, then we are going to move to the second part, which is what or who is coming, and then the third part, why is this thing or this person or this situation is coming back to you. Feel free to check the energy, and if this is something that you want to embrace into your life, or perhaps the lessons, or perhaps the thing, the person, feel free to continue watching. But if this is not something that you want to claim, feel free to find another pile, okay? So don't feel forced to watch something. All right, so okay, this is my second tarot video where I'm gonna read fully in English, so pardon my English. All right, so as you can see in front of you, I have prepared 3 erasers, and these are all Japanese food and drink. All right, so I'm gonna introduce you to all 3. If you are not familiar with Japanese food, it's okay. Just choose based on what you feel. You can close your eyes, take a deep breath. But if you know them and you like them, feel free to choose them based on your favorite as well. All right. So for the first group, I have Dorayaki for you. As you can see, this is like Japanese pancake. But I need to remind myself not to talk too much about Japanese food because I don't really know a lot of stuff. Okay, don't tell people. Okay, the second group, you got Sakura Mochi. Sakura is cherry blossom, I believe. So that's why it's pink. And then it's wrapped with Sakura leaf. Also with bean paste inside, if I'm not mistaken. And then the third one, you must be familiar with this one. This is matcha tea. All right, nice. All right, take a deep breath, take your time to pick your group, and then we are going to go ahead and start your reading. Cheers. Hello group 1, if you chose Dorayaki, then this is going to be your reading. In case you skipped the intro, this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. Maybe they are message for someone else in your group. And then again, we are going to first explore the energy of this new moon, so you can use this as the energy check. If you find it resonating with you or something that you want to claim or experience during this new moon or whenever you watch this video, then feel free to continue watching. But if this is not something that you don't feel or you don't want to feel, then feel free to find another group. All right, and then the second part, we are going to see what or who is coming back into your life. And then you are feel free also to, okay, do I want this person or this thing or this energy to be back into my life, something like that. And if you don't, feel free to drop and then find another group. And then last one, we are going to find out why. And I believe that most of the time things happen for a reason, or at least that I know of. All right, so and then we will find out why, and maybe at the end we are going to explore some advice or anything that you need to know about this situation or this person or the whole thing, the whole new moon thing. Okay, so for the energy that this new moon is going to bring you, and then what or who is making their way back into your life and why. I'm gonna read reversals today. Usually I don't, but today I'm gonna read reversals, especially for this general part. And then for clarifying, okay, I'm just gonna open the card later, and then clarifying for the energy that this new moon, okay, you want to, okay, is bringing you, and then who or what is coming back into your life, and then why I am feeling this too. Okay, all right, so let's review your cards. Pile 1, are you feeling safe there, Dorayaki? Okay, you got Isa rune in reverse. Yes, this is in reverse. I'm so, because it's upside down. And then the clarifier is 6 of Swords. Okay, all right. Yeah, interesting. And then something that is coming back into your life, we have Daga's rune with butterfly, clarified with 7 of Swords in reverse. I like this. I'm happy it's actually in reverse, and I'm happy I'm reading reverse today. And then why we have Notice in reverse. Okay, Merkstava, which means in reverse. And then for the clarifier, we have Knight of Swords in reverse and Justice in reverse. Oh, all right. Okay, let's explore this energy for you, group 1, group Dorayaki. Dorayaki people. All right. I think this new moon is going to break something open for you. Something that has been frozen, something that has been stopped, something that you have paused, something that you have delayed or decided to freeze, essentially. For example, you have a project and then you think, okay, I'm not gonna do that for a moment. I'm gonna park that idea, I'm gonna park that effort. For some of you, this can be something that you have been working on, something that you have been manifesting, and you decided to, okay, I'm just gonna slow down, and then suddenly universe is going to open that door again for you. The door is going to be open, the opportunity is going to come. This is as if you have been feeling this energy, because I feel like for you who are in this group, I think you know that this is coming. This is long overdue. You know that. I think the reason why you paused or why you delayed this project or this thing or this goal, this dream, is because you know that no matter how hard you pushed back then, you don't have the resources, you don't have the support or energy to move things forward. It's almost like you realize that that was not your time back then. But now this new moon is giving you the opportunity again, is returning this to you. Because what is interesting here is that I often see, or bats, bats, they're sleeping hanging upside down, and this looks a little bit like the Hanged Man card. And when we are looking at the Hanged Man, we kind of see something from a different perspective. But now that the bat is turning upside down, it seems like this bat is going to wake up. This is not a comfortable position for the bat to sleep, because bat sleeps upside down and this is not upside down. So I think something is going to feel a little bit uncomfortable, that makes you, not in a bad way, just like the energy of Hagalas or Tower, if you know. But this is more of an energy that makes you feel like, I need to move. I need to start changing my position. I need to take charge. I need to do something. You cannot stay quiet, you cannot stay silent anymore. You need to move. That's what I'm feeling. Especially when I look at the eyes, Ice is frozen, and the opposite of frozen is actually like burning. So it feels like the energy is burning under you, especially with the Six of Swords under. It's the anglerfish. I know this is not anger, but it feels like anglerfish. Angerfish. And it's like burning. You're ready to break open. This is what I'm feeling. And I think what is interesting here with the Six of Swords, universe, or this new moon, whatever, whenever you are watching this is going to bring you the help and support that you are going to need to move forward, to take things forward. And maybe we can continue reading your reading right here. And the second part, this is still connected, because what is going to be brought to you back, I think this is the energy of you stop feeling like a victim. So you suddenly you realize, I feel like this is like transformation, but to the version of you before, but leveled up. I hope that makes sense. So this is still the same you. So for example, for a few moments, it seems like you have been quieting yourself, like calming down. Okay, group one, let's calm down. Let's just not do this. Let's delay this. But then now this is almost like the time where you come back to that situation, to that energy. So I feel like what is going to come back to you is your energy, is your energy, your power, the version of you essentially. And this is actually a version of you that you have worked hard for. This is a version of you. Oh, I suddenly feel so empowered. And I think for many of you here, you have gone through a lot of stuff, and including betrayals. So I heard some of you, you are going to flip back a scenario. For example, you knew that you were betrayed, you knew that someone was not being fair to you. Oh yeah, we have justice here. Someone was not being fair to you. I am having goosebumps. This is time where you are going to be reawakened. So who is coming back? This is actually you. And for some of you, I'm also seeing the possibility of this being someone that came back with power. But this is someone that is going to, so there are a few scenarios right here. The first one, this is you feel free to take whichever, or maybe one, two, or all of three. But the first one, what I'm seeing is that this is the version of you that I explained earlier, and then so that I don't repeat myself, so you're not bored. And then the second one, this is actually someone who can help you. And I think this is the reason why you didn't move for a while. That's because you didn't have this support. And now this person is coming back to your life. So I think you knew this person, you knew this energy before. Maybe you were feeling betrayed by a person, a company, or a community, or something like that, or a group of people. And I think there was one energy that could help you, whether they did or did not, but you knew that someone or something could help you. And whether they did help you or not, this time they are going to come back, but with a more prepared energy. And I think, yeah, so they're going to help you. And I'm going to talk about the third scenario first before moving forward to the why. And then the third scenario, feel free to claim whichever, or all of them perhaps. And then the third is the energy of someone that is actually the cause of the pain, the reason why, either the reason why you stopped fighting, or the reason why you stopped doing your thing, or the thing that you stopped fighting for. And this energy is coming back into your life with a more transformed and a more leveled up energy. That's what I'm seeing. So if they were the ones who hurt you or who betrayed you, I think what they are going to do is coming with apology. They are going to show that they are different right now, that they have changed. So these three possibilities, and I believe that, I think the first one is the most possible for all of you. but then the rest, the second and the third, it's going to vary from one person to another. And I think because of the dorayaki as well, I'm feeling like when you were here this feels like the bean paste right here, right, the pet. So I feel like that situation that you were in, that was not an easy situation. Either you were in between two things, you were in between two people, two situations, or in between worlds where you had to make a decision or make a choice, but you couldn't because of the resources. You realized that you didn't have resources, you realized that you didn't have support. But right now the picture is getting complete, you know, like the situation is here all together, and you know it's ready to be completed. let's see let's see the why this person, this energy, or this company, this group of people, or you yourself are returning back to you this new moon. So what I'm seeing here, we have notice in reverse, notice Merkstava, with clarified with Knight of Swords and Justice all in reverse. I think this is why, because this situation actually, the longer you are being here, this situation is making you weak, and this situation is making you, I heard stale. I know you're not biscuit, but that's what I heard. You feel like you're not shining anymore. You're not, this is okay, this is not what universe wants for you. Universe doesn't want you to stay in this situation, because I feel like here, you know, you realize that this is not the best place, but somehow you manage to befriend this situation. You manage to accept, which is so amazing of you. But universe said enough is enough. Now it's time for change. It's time for pile 1, group 1 Dorayaki to get their justice, because justice hasn't been served for them. It feels like what I see in you, pile 1, group 1, you have been, this is the energy that you have. You are a fighter, but somehow you manage to stop yourself. You manage to calm down. Myself, I need to calm down. I need to manage myself. I need to be patient, because I know that no matter how much I try, if universe is not on my side, quote unquote, then it's not going to happen. That's what you know. And it's beautiful. It's a lot of trust for someone who can fight so much, but you are being able to think that way. This takes a lot of courage, pile 1. I mean, can you hear my voice? I usually, my nose is getting stuck a little bit if I am feeling emotional and I'm feeling like I want to cry, because I think you had to you know, like, control your anger. You had to control your energy. Maybe not anger, but perhaps your passion. And for some of you, it's literally anger. Maybe you have been feeling angry with someone because you were treated unfairly, or even perhaps some of you are a little bit angry or upset, angry or upset to the universe, because like, where is universe? Where is the justice for me? I've done a lot of work. I have fought not only for myself but also for people, but the result is not here. I am tired, I am weary, and I am hurt. Because what I also know is that, this badger, honey badger is very resilient and very persistent animal. So they are going to dig until they even get hurt, until their paws are hurt. So it seems like you have been hurt, and then you think like, where is my reward? Almost like that. And this is it. This is why, because things have been moving so slow for you. It seems like nothing was happening, and you're not wrong. So now let's see what is going to happen around this new moon, when this situation or this person is coming back to your life, or you coming back to this energy where you can move forward. Let's see what is here for you. I'm gonna move the cards a little bit so that we have more space. I hope this is lining up well. Okay. So I want to see for group 1 spirits. For group 1, what does group 1 can expect? What can group 1 expect from this energy that is coming back to their life? And why is this energy? I'm seeing this. Why is this energy? Solar flares with activate. Oof. And then I'm gonna clarify the solar flares with King of Pentacles. Wow. All right, solid energy. So why? The reason why is because this is time. This is time for this change to happen, to be activated. So it seems like there is a cosmic change in the planetary, and I also watched a video about solar flare. Was it about solar flare? Something happened with the sun in the past 2 weeks as I am doing this reading that changed the electromagnetic energy, and this affects human being as well. So I'm feeling like this change is karmic, is fated. This is needed, and this is the time. And the fact that we have King of Pentacles right here, I'm seeing and feeling that this is a solid beginning, a solid power, essentially. Because what is happening here, this is like, is it as above so beyond? As above so below, right? As above so below. So it feels like a solar flare coming from the above, and then the pentacles energy coming from below. So it feels like the energy is connecting from above and from below. So it goes together and then it connects, because this is time. So this is why perhaps if one of you, if some of you are claiming all three energy that I mentioned, I think this is about it, because a lot of people are going to be awakened. A lot of people, including you included, and some people I think are going to be included, are going to be awakened and finally do the things that they're supposed to do, are going to move the gear. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing or what I'm seeing. All right, and then what is going to happen to group 1 with all of these changes? We have Vesta with Hearth. Okay, I'm gonna show you. Vesta with Hearth. What is going to happen? And then we also have the 9th house with exploration. Okay. So group 1, what is going to happen? So this is, wait, let me ponder a little bit. All right, group 1. So what is going to happen? I think this is going to light up the fire, the flame inside of you again. So I see, as I previously said, you had this passion, you had this fire. Perhaps some of you actually had anger, and then something is going to be lit up within you again. But now, this time, the fire is sacred. The fire is fated, and this is not fire that is going to be dimmed or things like this. This is a fire that is going to sustain, because this fire is being lit up under yourself. This is your passion, this is your spirit, this is your soul. So you know that at some point, I think before this reading, as you were dimming your dreams, as you were delaying, and it wasn't a procrastination, it was strategic move. That's what I'm feeling and I'm picking up. And here you kind of realize that you have built this temple surrounding your fire again, so that next time if someone is attacking your fire, attacking your soul, attacking your heart, it's not going to die, because you have created a foundation, you have created a stronghold surrounding your fire, so that nothing can go inside again. Nothing that is going to dim your light, going to dim your spirit and stop you from fighting. Nothing is going to come and interrupt that again. But for that, you knew that you had to build your fortress, you had to build your temple first. And here, what I'm seeing now, this is time with the solar flare in the middle, and then with the King of Pentacles, you see that, okay, I have built my foundation. So this is like the foundation. Your temple is on the earth, is on the earth, and then this is what that comes from below, and then what comes from the above is the solar flare that is going to, it's almost like storm, so it's going to light up and activate as literally your fire within you. And what I'm seeing here with the 9th house exploration is that this new moon, what you are going to do is you are still going to be strategic, despite you have the fire here, but I am not seeing that you are going to fight or you are going to explode. So what I'm seeing here is that you are continuing your strategic approach. You are going to explore, you are going to do your research, you are going to do things carefully, especially because now it is the time of Mercury retrograde. Whenever you are watching this, we are tapping to the same energy, so claim that if you feel that this is aligned with you, you are going to slow down. And unlike before, I think before you fought, I saw swords. Aren't these all swords? Right, yes. Sword. This is justice, but also sword. So you fought. And I think what is interesting here is that although these are swords that I'm feeling like fighting, still I feel like you used a lot of your brain power, but somehow, because 3 of the cards are upside down, are reversed, I'm thinking that before then you didn't know what you needed. You were a little bit blinded or blindsided by the situation, not because you were silly or not because you were uneducated or something like that, but because you just didn't know. You didn't know the fight that you were fighting, or the battle, or the battlefield, or your enemies, or the situation, the context, really. Like you were marching, and perhaps even you were marching alone. And now what I'm seeing you are going to do here, you're not going to do this yourself. That's number 1. And then because I see that you are being more strategic right here, you are going to find reinforcement. That's the word that I was looking for. And then you are going to explore your battlefield, you are going to learn, you are going to find out the real situation, what you are actually facing. I see that you don't want to fail, but what you're doing right here is not because you are afraid to fail, but rather you are being more strategic. This is not fear. That's what I'm seeing. This is not fear, but this is maturing. Yes, that's what I was looking for. And then, is there any advice for pile 1, for group 1 Dorayaki here? Spirits, this is such a good energy. Thank you, pile group 1, for allowing me to read for you. You have 5 of Wands, I think, right? 5 of Wands, this is the advice. 2 of Swords, yes. And then you have 4 of Wands, 5 of Wands, 2 of Swords, 4 of Wands. Okay, I'm just gonna leave because I also am curious about the result, of course. All right, so your advice: 5 of Wands, 2 of Swords. And right now we're not seeing reversals right here because of the cards. I think what these cards are trying to tell you is to allow yourself. So the situation that you are facing, this is an interesting situation that you have in front of you, group 1. This is a situation where you are being asked to, okay, number 1, you might not be fighting all the time, but that doesn't mean it's not a fight. So when you are strategizing, when you are educating yourself about your enemies, about your battlefield and the situation that you are going to, and by battlefield and all these wars, I'm not saying that this has to be something that is tough, conflict or anything. For some of you, this can be about project, things that you want to create. For example, you have a project to write a book, or maybe to launch a program, or to start your continuing education. Maybe you want to move somewhere, you know, or maybe you want to pursue a relationship or start a family or start a business, or things like that. So it doesn't have to be literally a fight, but here you are doing things methodically. And what I'm going to see is that with the 5 of Wands, I'm seeing the passion energy. You are using the passion from the Vesta energy, and from the fire. It's like this. You are using it to move forward, to one by one defeat your opponents depending on your situation. So for example, your opponent, in the case of you are looking forward to continue your education, then your opponent is going to be for example, the test, or maybe language test, or maybe preparing all your documents. You want to make sure, and maybe you want to explore the city or the country that you are going to move, and even perhaps searching for supervisors or someone who can back you up as you apply. So this is, you are going to do one step at a time, doing your fight one step at a time while doing your research. With the 2 of Swords right here, I'm seeing that the advice is for you to take it slow and to explore. You don't have to rush with your choice of person to help you, or with the choice of school, for example, or the choice of Issei. It feels to me like the advice is better for you to gather your energy, to gather your resources, so that you can make a sound decision that can lead you to celebration, because we have 4 of Wands here. So it feels like also there is a sense of playfulness right here. The universe is reminding you to have fun still. Yes, this is a fight. Yes, this is a goal, a dream that you want to achieve, but still you are being asked to have fun. Especially with the telescope right here, I'm seeing that for some people, telescope and stargazing is not only research, it's not only education or science, but also fun. For some people, it's really fun, and it's also in conjunction with the 4 of Wands, and then the 4 of Wands is also conjunct with Vesta. So I'm seeing here that you are being asked to continue doing the things that you like. Yes, that is your reading, pile group 1. Do we want to see the result? I don't think so. I think this is good for you today, and I'm hoping that this reading resonates for you. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe, and if you find it resonate, please like this video, and I'm looking forward to see you in a different reading. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. If you want to be read personally, I have a link in the description box, and I'm gonna see you soon. Bye bye. Hello group 2, if you chose Sakura Mochi, then this is going to be your reading. In case you skipped the intro, then today we are going to talk about what or who is coming into your life and why. And remember that this is a general reading, so if you want more personalized reading, I have the link in the description box. But if you are happy and staying here, and you want to stay here as well, then it's good. I'm happy already. All right, I don't know, I was rambling. Anyway, so for this reading, I'm gonna split the reading into several sections. The first one, we are going to look at the energy that this new moon is bringing you. So whenever you watch this video, doesn't matter, we're gonna tap into the same energy. So you can treat this on the left as the energy check. If you find that this energy is something that resonates with you, feel free to continue watching. But if not, but you want to embrace this energy, then feel free to also continue watching, right? But if you don't, then feel free to find another group, so maybe you will find your energy right there. All right, so for your energy in this new moon, the energy that this new moon is going to bring you, we have Othala runes Merkstava in reverse. I usually don't read in reverse, but for this particular reading I want to do that. So, and then for what the universe is going to bring you back is Manas rune upright, and then Y Ansus upright. Okay. Okay. All right. I have a feeling that this might this might not be your first reading with me, or maybe you have been feeling this, because this is also a little bit has the feeling of my previous reading, but not in the same way. It feels like the continuation. So if that resonates with you, of course, feel free to continue watching and find my other videos. If you speak English only, or you don't speak Indonesian, then the only other video that I have uploaded until today is just one video. But if you come later to this video, perhaps I have posted more. So previously I used to read in Indonesian and English. All right. Okay, your cards are jumping. And then clarifying, clarifying your Othala runes Merkstava, we have Knight of Swords upright. This is the energy of the new moon. And then to clarify the Manas rune, seeing this, oh, I got 2. 7 of Cups in reverse and 4 of Cups in reverse. Okay, and then to clarify the Ansus rune, we have Ace of Swords upright. This is for the Y. All right, let's look at your energy and this new moon, what this new moon is going to bring you. Okay, so you group 2 with Sakura Mochi, congratulations. So I see that you have reversed a generational trauma. I think some of you have broken the trauma chain in your generation, in your family. I think you know this. This is, or maybe you had a feeling but you're not sure, and this reading is kind of like a confirmation to you. You have broken this generational trauma, and I think some of you, this doesn't mean that your family has to agree with you, right? So this can be you, okay, that's what my family is doing and I disagree with that. I have my own values, I have my own way of living, then this is what I'm gonna do. You don't have to agree with them. This card, at least, it doesn't say, it doesn't talk about you agreeing with them, about you having, about them accepting you for who you are, or like getting along with you. If that is what happens with you, congratulations, and we are all here who are watching this are proud of you, and your spirit guides are proud of you as well, because this is not an easy thing, especially to like turn back a hermit crab. It's almost like you had to do a lot of stuff to make this happen, to flip the narratives, to flip how you live, essentially. I think some of you have let go of a lot of shells because you have outgrown them. Some of you have left where you used to live. Some of you have left your family. Some of you are still with them. You are still loving them and taking care of them, but you don't resonate anymore with these people. And no matter what your relationship is with them, I think you did this by yourself, and it was there. I can see that it. I mean, I'm stuttering in this pile, in your group, because it's like if you had to explain you might be, I'm overwhelmed with a lot of emotion and a lot of thoughts. Like, it's almost like you have a lot of things to share. You, if someone come up to you and they asked you, how did you do that, or why did you do that, and in a curious way, not in a, you know, like in evil way, but really like curious and want to know, they want to learn from you, they feel inspired by you, then I think you are going to be overwhelmed with a lot of words. Like, because you did a lot, because you took a lot of big and hard decisions, and it almost feels to me like you want to tell them everything, but there are so many words that wants to come out, and it's almost like you have to organize them one by one, because these are huge, what you have been doing here. And I think at times it felt like you were alone and you were fighting alone, and it was, yeah, that's right, because you were alone, but you were brave. That's what I kept on feeling, like you are brave. Group 2, Sakura Mochi. I mean, the name is so cute, Sakura Mochi, but you are so brave. And here I am, emotional again, just like in pile 1. If you are attracted to pile 1, because pile 1 also has this Knight of Swords in reverse. Anyway, that is your situation. If you resonate with that, so this is what is going to come back in your life, to your life. We have Manasrun, and in upright, and we have 7 of Cups and 4 of Cups, both in reverse. I strongly feel that there is a family member that is going to come back to you. I don't know, because at the beginning, as I checked the energy, it's not about doesn't matter what your relationship is with them, right? That's for sure. This can be family, this can be community, but there is one of these people. This feels so heavy. This person, obviously, you know, this is part of your family. This feels so heavy, but also so sleepy. I don't know why. This person is coming to you, coming back to your life. What I'm feeling is that this person is asking for guidance, actually. This can be anyone in your family, though. I really feel that this is part of your family. Something has come into them. Either this is an insight, a dream, or an advice that maybe they watched something from internet, or they heard a conversation and then they thought of you. They thought of what you did. Oh man, I'm so emotional. They came to you and they feel like maybe group 2 is right. Maybe group 2 knows what they're doing. Maybe they can teach me too. Maybe it's me who don't know. I have a feeling for some of you, this feels like this person used to be mad at you, or used to disagree with you and your decision. They didn't like it for whatever reason. Not because, I don't think that that's because they hate you, but that's because they loved you so much. They love you so much, so they didn't want to lose you. Yes, maybe there were anger, but here they're like being enlightened with the moon right here. They got enlightened, and then they like, what if group 2 is right? What if they were telling me the truth? What if this is the reality? What if I have been seeing everyone or everything wrong? I want to know. So this is the sense that I'm feeling. This person is seeing you on a different light. They realize that maybe they didn't know something. Maybe you know something, and they want to learn from you. I think for some of you, this person is stuck in their situation, and they see you, not necessarily maybe having all your stuff together, but they see you and they think that, yeah, you know, maybe I can have that option for myself. How did they do that? How did group 2 do that? I want to learn from them. I want to have more options like them. I want to have more possibilities for myself. Group 2. This is so lovely. And I don't know if you are going to accept this person or not, but I feel like their energy is so pure because this is Meerkat. And their energy is so pure. This is sheer curiosity. And I feel like they were scared in a way. Not sure if they were scared of the whole situation right here, or maybe they had their own pain. Or maybe some of you, they were scared of you. Maybe they didn't know how to talk to you. Maybe you had this power and they felt like, how can I talk to group 2? Because they seem to got it all figured out. I think the thing here that you can show them, should you want to talk to them and teach them or share with them whatever that they are feeling curious about, is to remind them to show your vulnerability, like being vulnerable. Yeah. Oh Lord. I feel like this person is such a pure soul actually. So whatever, if they in any way they are being toxic with you, or if they're just plain toxic and you know that they don't love you, they don't really care about you, they are egotistical or selfish, like, this is not the person that I'm talking about, okay? So this person is a pure soul. They are sweet and they are innocent, and they are, I think, part of the reason why if they were angry at you was because they were naive. That's the thing, not because they intended, like had bad intention towards you. No. And why is this happening? Why is this person coming towards you? I think because this is time for you to, this is the time for truth to be exposed. This is time for this person to understand as well. So I have a feeling that I hope, but this is a tarot reader's ego, I think. I hope there is something for you here, but so far what I'm seeing here, because this is this person, I feel like it's you carrying the sword for them. You're carrying the eye and the scroll. You can see here, there's a paper scroll here for them. I think this is more or less for them actually. They come to you for guidance. They come for you for inspiration, for clarity, for insight. What is going on? Yeah, that's why. And you are being asked to share what you know, what you learned along the way. Because I think what you have done here is not something easy. And this person wants to know. And if I'm not mistaken, the energy is saying that part of this journey is that for you to guide this person. People are going to catch information and knowledge differently. They have different levels of awakening, of enlightenment, but this person has definitely stepped up and they need your guidance. That's what I feel so strongly. They need your wisdom. They need you to be there for them. They need you to be their guide, essentially. Let's see pile 2, group 2. This is such an interesting reading, group 2. I'm so mind blown. Group 1 was also really great reading there. Wow, what an energy. Okay, now what can you do, or what kind of mindset perhaps that you need to embrace as you talk to this person? We have Juno in reverse. Do I want to do reversal for this? No, for this one. Juno with partnership, sorry. That's beautiful. And then Moon with perception. All right. These are beautiful. So I think this person that is coming to you, this is someone that is close to your heart. So I think you love them too. They love you, but you love them too. And it seems like you were born together in this lifetime. Despite whatever split that you had in the past, this is you and this person are tied. Not in the way that is constricting or something, because you know that this person is here with you on earth, whether this is your father, your mother, your uncle, your auntie, or grandma even, or I don't know, like your siblings or your child or your, I don't know, partner or in-laws, I don't know, but it seems like you have a close connection with this person in the soul level actually. And I think part of your journey together is that for you to find a way to meet again, to find a way to collaborate again. This is the lesson that you are learning with them. So this is not you approaching them, but this is them coming to you. So whenever they come to you, the universe is asking, hi group 2, Sakura Mochi, are you going to open your heart or not for this person? And what you are going to do here, I think this is very interesting because this is a very deep, we have moon and perception here. This is a very deep karmic relationship that you have with this person. No matter how much you are going to collaborate with this person, or no matter how much you had, I think fate is going to bring you back together again. And this feels to me like there is a part of you, wait, let me connect to that energy again. There is a part of you that is going to miss, a part of you that is missing when you are not with this person, or when you are not in a good relationship with this person. That's what I'm hearing. You gotta, no one is going to tell you what to do here because this is tarot reading. I'm just delivering a message, okay? So according to the cards, this is what I intuitively pick, is that you are being asked to open your heart again for this person and allow this person back into your life. I think part of the reason why it didn't work with them was perhaps because you were the one who was approaching them. It was supposed to be them. This is their lesson. Yes, this is their lesson. This is what they need to see. This is what they need to find out. No matter how much you are approaching this person, they are not going to come to you because it's not their time. They are not open to that possibility yet. They haven't seen the part of the moon that they haven't seen. Once the part of the moon is lit up, then they are going to see. They are going to see the perception. They are going to get the, oh yes, group 2 is the person that I should go to. So yeah, you are being asked to be patient with them. That's what I'm hearing. All right, and then what kind of conversation, if we might know, that is going to happen? First house, arrival. Ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. I think this conversation is going to be very deep. It's going to start from the root of things. It's going to start from the very beginning of your meeting even, perhaps. I mean, for example, this is your mother, then the conversation can be around your birth or your very young age when you were a baby or things like that. There were a lot of stuff that are going to reveal for both of you. I guess even though the conversation is for them to see something, but also I see that you are going to find something about you, about yourself, through their lens. So I think I was saying that you are going to enlighten them, you are going to give them clarity, but I think this goes both ways. Now that I see this way, they are going to enlighten you also without meaning to do so. I think you are going to ask questions, they are going to ask questions, you guys are going to converse, and from this conversation you are going to find out things about you. And depending who came later, So for example, it's you and your mom, then perhaps your arrival in the world. If this is you and your little siblings, maybe their arrival and how it's, you know, like how things are developing. I think this conversation are going to be deeply personal for each of you, and it's nevertheless it's going to be beautiful. I think it's going to be very fruitful. Oh, this looks like Sakura. No way. These are Sakura flowers, friends. These are cherry blossoms. Oh gosh. Okay, so I know that this reading is new moon in Leo, but I think something, if okay, no matter if you are reading exactly, watching this exactly the time as I'm uploading this reading, then it's going to be the previous springtime. So maybe in March or April something happened back there that are going to, you know, affect this conversation, whether something that happened there or you know, some insight they got there, or maybe you did something along with them or something like that. I think it's going to be related with that, or this is actually just a flow of situation from what happened back then. Maybe you didn't know, maybe it was not you but them, something happened to them around March or April, because sakura cherry blossom, they blossom every March and or April in Japan, I think. At least that's the last research that I did as I was going to Japan, but that was in 2012. That's a long time ago. So yeah, nevertheless, but if you read this in a different time, then maybe it's going to happen, like there are stuff that are going to follow up. No, yeah, or yeah, around, so March or April essentially are going to be additional or significant months, maybe, where things happened or are going to happen. All right, so I was mumbling. Okay, so what other what if there is any results that we can see here for pile 2? We have the King of Pentacles in reverse. We have 10 of Cups upright, and the last one, got 2. We have 4 of Pentacles in reverse and 5 of Swords upright. Okay, this is interesting. I think this is interesting because it seems like this person is not 100% ready for complete change, or I think you are being asked to not hope for this person to change 180 degrees, you know, turning, like for example, if there is anything in their lives that you feel are still stuck or are still not aligned, and then the universe is reminding you not to lecture not to give them lecture or see you're doing wrong or something like that, because this person, everyone has their own level of healing, and this seems like this person to take even this step to talk to you, it's already huge for them. So allow them to take their time to grow, to get their understanding about life and about you slowly. You're not rushing, they're not rushing, they have their own timelines, and you're not responsible for them to get the level of enlightenment or healing that you wish, you know. So it can be, maybe you feel like you are rushing, allow them to take their time, because everyone's timeline is different, and it seems like you have a little bit expectation towards them that they're not there yet. So although this person is coming, this is the beginning of something, which is something that we should be proud of, which, right? So I think at this point, what you are aiming to do is to recreate relationship again with them, not like not putting a lot of expectations to them, like, okay, our relationship is going to be amazing again, it's going to be completely beautiful again, and it's going to be back like it was, you know. It might not, but it might actually, if you let this person to grow on their own pace, because it feels like they are still going back and forth a little bit. They still have you know, reservation, they still have worry, they still have thoughts in their mind, they're still fighting a little bit inside themselves, because this is an insight they just got. So they came to you, they got insight from you, but they still need to think about it, because this is not what they learned. So they have to process, and we need to allow them. So the less expectation that you have on them, of what they could be, of what they will be, of what they are going to do, then the more you are going to be fulfilled with this conversation. And you are not responsible of their fulfillment or their satisfaction of that conversation. You are being asked to just be there and to hold space for them, to create space for them and create stability for them, where the conversation is safe, where you are there and being your full self and giving them whatever they ask for. It seems like they are not going to ask crazy things, they're just going to ask about your insight, about why. And if you are able to be honest without being defensive, because here the Four of Pentacles, the card of protection, is being upside down, and we have Five of Swords right here too. Even though for some of you there is a possibility still, especially with this Five of Swords, that some of them in this group, some of them can be combative, they can confront you a little bit, because this is difficult for them to be able, for someone, remember where you started. When you started your healing journey, there were times when you were confronted, where your old identity and old beliefs were challenged, right? And that was difficult. So you remember this as they were approaching you, as they are approaching you. Remember that they are challenging their own perspective right now. We have perception here. They are challenging perception about their self, about their life from the beginning of their life. And it's hard. It's maddening. It can be confusing. It can be maddening. It can be infuriating or even painful, because losing the kind of life or the kind of mindset or how they saw life, it's very difficult. There comes with griefs. If you remember the process where you healed, there were a lot of griefs, I believe, and this is where they're at, and it's not easy. So when they are being defensive, where they are being, you know, a little bit combative, it's not about you. That's what you need to remember. It's about them. They're still going back and forth, questioning their beliefs, questioning what they feel, and the new insight that they already got, right? Yeah, that's it. Group 2. Wow, this is such a beautiful energy, pure energy, and I feel like your group is being asked by the universe for good things. And if this is something that you want to embrace, feel free to embrace it. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video so that you can get more reading with me. And again, I'm so happy to have you here. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. If there are things that do not resonate, feel free to leave them out. But the things that resonate, feel free to claim them. Yeah, I'm so happy, and this reading is honestly so heartwarming and so healing for me too. Thank you so much for sharing your energy with me, and see you in the next reading. Bye bye. Happy new moon. Hello group 3. If you chose this matcha bowl, then this is going to be your reading. Is this actually clean? I just bought this. All right, so in case you skipped the intro, I'm sorry. So today we are going to look into a few parts actually for your reading. So first we are going to start with energy check. We are going to see what is the energy of around this new moon. If this resonates, then feel free to continue watching. But if this is not, but something that you want to claim, also feel free to claim, and continue watching. But if this is not something that you want to know or not something that you want to embrace, feel free to read another group. All right, pick another group. All right, and then the second part, we are going to look at what or who is going to come back into your life. And then the third part, why, and then after that we are going to explore the reason and the things around this coming back, right? All right, so this is going to be a general reading. So if take what resonates and leave the rest, and if there are stuff that do not resonate with you, maybe that's a message for someone else. And today I'm gonna do reversals for the first two decks so that we can get exact information of what is happening. So the energy for this new moon for you, we are going to tap into that energy. We have Awas in reverse, Awas Merkstava. And then for the what or who this new moon is going to bring you back, we have Lagus in reverse. And then why, the reason why for pile 2, for group 3, Othala in reverse. Okay, Othala also appeared in reverse in group 2. So in case you are curious, or if you were drawn to group 2, then feel free to read that too, to watch that too. Okay, and clarifying the Awas rune, please. The Awas in reverse. Okay. We have 9 of Pentacles upright. Okay. And then clarifying Lagus, we have the Tower upright. Okay. Wowsy. Wowsy. Alright. And then clarifying the Othala in reverse. All right, we have Ace of Wands upright. Okay. All right, let's immerse in your energy. All right, group 3, Matcha. I think if this energy is quite specific, so if you don't feel resonating with this group, then feel free to find a different group. But this group, you guys, you have a unique perspective, you have a unique skill, and for many of you, I'm feeling that this is something related to healing, to psychic skills, to psychic ability. For example, you have strong intuition, or perhaps some of you can actually hear sound, hear voice, hear insights from your spirit guides or information, something like that. Or even you can perhaps see things, see the future. You have like this kind of ability, or ability to read tarot like me, for example. Or maybe you have this this love for mystical thing, divination, something that is not, that the eyes cannot see, but you can see. And not everyone believes it, but you believe it. And yeah, so you have these kind of things actually. So that is your first filter for this group, if you want to claim that. But then also, what I am feeling is that you are really enjoying the things that you do. So whatever this thing that you can do, actually, not every one of you is going to do that full time as your job. Like me, for example, I'm doing this as my full-time job. I mean, I don't only read tarot, I also am a coach, but that's all that I do. I coach, I create content, I read tarot, I create content, like I help people. These are all things I do. And for many of you, I don't think that this is the case. I think what what this new moon is bringing you is actually not bringing you. The situation around you is, this is what I've been feeling, what I'm feeling for you. You want to be independent with this. You want to make this your income source. You want to be independent. For some of you, maybe you are still dependent on your family, either your partner or your, you know, your parents or your job, and you want to make this a source of income that is sustainable, that is abundant, not only giving you money but also giving you pleasure for one, and then also giving you ability to support yourself. All right, yes, abilities to support yourself. And also, so for you, you want to do this because you love it so much. So what you have been doing about this is you have fun with it, but it doesn't come with the monetary gain that you want. And some part of it, this is what I'm feeling, is you are scared of being fully outspoken about it, coming out of the closet, the spiritual closet. It feels like many of you are still scared of being judged. Maybe scared is not the right word. Being worried of being judged, of being, oh, what is group 3 doing, like, oh, that's not real, how can this person do this and that. For example, this is also the thing that I was thinking for myself, because I am essentially a scientist. I'm a researcher. I did my master's in informatics, and I'm also a medical doctor, but this is what I'm doing. I read tarot. So it seems like these two worlds clash, right? But and I think this is what you experience a little bit, like, how am I supposed to explain this to my family, to my colleagues? I don't want them to see me like this, because this is weird, because this is, I don't know, whatever labels that you have right here, but you are not able to fully come out as your full self here. So what you are doing right here is you're playing with whatever skill, whatever modality that you have, but for yourself. And if you want to earn more, for example, or make it more sustainable with the 9 of Pentacles, one of the things is for you to stop playing around. That's what I heard. To stop playing around doesn't mean that you should be always serious or always, you know, like it's about money, 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 but it's time for you to take your dreams seriously. That's what the spirits are saying. It's not like don't play with this, or don't have a, no, not like that. But the spirits are saying, like, stop playing around with your dreams and your passion. It's time for you to embrace the calling, to answer the calling, essentially. If that resonates with you, then this is going to be a reading. All right. So, and these skills can be anything. This even includes if you want to be a healer, but like medical doctor, for example, or nurse or dietitian, or any healing professions around healing, around medicine and things like that. And it seems like universe is like, stop playing around, but start doing something about it. Don't just tell your closest people but not do anything about it, but to really like take action about it. This is a little bit like short message from universe. All right, okay. So whatever stage that you're at, because I see that as I was saying that, I realized that people are in different stages of their lives, or different stages of this spirituality or healing. And if you want to move to the next level, whatever that next level is, whether to be admitted to medical school, or whether you know, like, to want to start earning or want to expand your business, for example, it feels like the message is stop playing around with your dreams, stop messing around, stop. Take it seriously, take your dreams seriously. That's what spirit is saying to you. So let's see if there are other messages that come through in regards to that, but that is your situation. And so let's see what is coming back into your life. All right, pile 3, group 3, brace with me right here. What is coming back to your life is, how do I say this? I think this is a new form of old situation that happened to you in the past, but this is new form, and this is either deeper or another layer of that, but this is like a reminder for you to stop staying stuck. So I think for some of you, this is not to say that you have not been doing things. You have been doing things, you have been expanding, you have been growing, but I think there is this level where your growth kind of halt a little bit, like you're not progressing a little bit, or you want to go somewhere, but it feels like you are hitting a wall. So, and there is something here. For example, let me just use an example. For example, for example, this medical school. I'm gonna do that because it's easier, because I went through it. So you apply. So of course you have studied a lot. If you want to get admitted to medical school, then you have to study a lot. You have to excel in class. You have to rank in a certain way, right? And this is not saying that you haven't worked, right? Then it means when you have reached that level where you are applying for medical school, then you have tried your best. You have done your best right there. You have put a lot of efforts and work right there. So universe is acknowledging you for that. But still, after you get admitted, there's still another layer, another level where you have to study for the school. Just because you were admitted, then your work is done. No, that is another layer, another step, another phase, another stage. And it is almost like universe is going to ask you. It seems like you are drifting a little bit, not far enough, but for example, I can inform you that once upon a time, when I was in my 4th semester, actually, I was bored with medicine. So what I did was I spent my whole time hanging around in the computer lab. Mind you, it was 2004, and then I was playing around with computer. I learned programming and things like that. That was not what I was supposed to do, which was my medical school. So what happened to me? My GPA fell, right? My GPA fell, and that was like the reminder from universe, like, if you want to be a medical doctor, then you should do better than this. You should stop treating your medical school like unseriously. You need to study, Aprisa. So this is almost the same. This is not to say that you are doing wrong or things like that. I think this new moon is a reminder for you, and this is something that you have experienced before. So for example, in my case, if I were to do my specialist, for example, what I'm going to experience something like that. I'm gonna be reminded by universe by something that happened in my life before. Like, remember, Aprisa, your GPA fell one time, and that was because you didn't study. So whatever your situation is, the medical school example is very, very simple and very simple and easy, but the real life situation might be more complicated than that. For example, you want to make your business more sustainable, for example, or for example, you have, like me, like tarot reading, and then you want to get more clients, you want to get more clients, but then at some points with this new moon, there is going to be time where you feel stuck, like, where are my clients? Why aren't they showing up? What happened? This is the kind of feeling that I get from this new moon. I know that this energy is not easy because this stings a little bit, right? And I feel like if you are staying and if you are still here, I think you have felt this. You have started feeling this, and this is the reason why this reading is coming to you, because universe wants to give you a guidance on how to move forward, which we are going to see, because here we see the why. All right, so the why, I think because this is an old pattern. This is an old pattern that you have carried all through your life, and I think in many situations, in many instances of your life, it has worked fine for you. I mean, you managed. For example, my GPA that dropped. I mean, the drop was not simple. The drop was really like far below the standard. I couldn't pass, so I had to redo some of the classes, a lot of classes actually during that semester. I know. So it was like a you know, this is like universe is trying. Yes, Aprisa, using my case, yes, Aprisa, you could get away with that, but now it's not going to work like that. You need to stop doing that. You need to stop sabotaging your dreams. Yeah, you need to stop sabotaging your dreams. That is the reason, because it's time for you. You cannot just use your, your passion and hope for that, because the energy of the Ace of Wands is, this is a beginning, but also it's just the beginning. So sometimes for some people like me, for example, I feel excited by a lot of things at the beginning, but after a while, remember, it was the fourth semester, I started to get bored. So I think this is a reminder for you to hold on to that passion, to remember why you started, to remember how much you like this thing, and then to keep on going. Because if you continue, it seems like there is a pattern of sabotaging, or you know yeah, that have stopped you a lot of times. But universe wants you to change that. Universe wants you to have a better life than that, because you can do better and you can be better than that. So universe is giving you another chance here. What returns to you is another chance, actually, another chance to review what you did when you got stuck. Okay, so when in your life there is any stuckness, any things that do not move forward, do not change, do not transform or grow fast enough, scale fast enough, or goals that you haven't achieved for fast enough, universe is going to show you what you missed, your pattern of sabotaging, how you sabotage things. Okay, so I'm going to explore for you what is. So if you are curious, yeah, Prisa, what is my sabotaging pattern? Because I'm also tired of this. I'm also, I'm also curious. I want to heal. Okay, let's see. Our first question is going to be, what is the sabotaging pattern that group 3 has? Okay, we have second house with resources. I'm gonna show you the card. Second house with resources, apple, arrow, 40, money, and then opposition. Oh wow, wait, this is so interesting. Opposition with confrontation, and then how can they stop sabotage this? Imumkweli with root, and Taurus with cultivate. Oh, pew. Okay, this is so interesting, and I think it's going to be okay. Let's explore this energy. So your sabotaging pattern is actually not knowing your resources. Okay, so what are resources? Let's start with that. So now, for the things that you want to achieve, there are different resources that you need, and some of these you already have, but some others you haven't. All right, so what are these resources? 1, that's time, and then 2, energy, and then 3, money, and then 4, skills and knowledge, and then 5, people, and then 6, opportunities. So there are a lot of different resources for the things that you want to achieve. For example, you want to, let's talk about tarot business. For example, tarot business, then you need time. If you want to grow a business, definitely you need time, and then you need to put in some work, meaning you need to, you need to use your time to practice tarot reading. You need your time to practice meditating, and then you need money to buy more tarot cards. For example, maybe you need to pay for you know scheduling app or something like that, to make sure that your clients can work with you seamlessly and things like that. So there are a lot of different resources that you need for you in order to build your tarot course, using the example of tarot course. And the resources that you are going to need is are different for each stage of your growth. So you need to know in what stage or do you where do you need to grow. For example, let's talk about my medical school stuff, okay? Because I was always an A straight student, from school. That curse of the smart kid that doesn't struggle at all. That school has been easy, and then at some points in their lives, things start to get difficult and then it starts to get challenging, but the way they approach it is because they are always being praised that they're smart, and then they fine, I don't need to study, I don't need to learn, and then I just waltz through and march through my waltz through actually I just waltzed through my examination, and then I failed because I didn't put as much effort as I need according to the level that I was. So when I didn't study, when I was in the third grade, it didn't matter because it was easy. So my brain could catch up even without listening in the class. But in medical school, when I didn't listen, it's going to be hard. I was going to fail. So that's why I failed some of my classes. Or I didn't actually. I didn't fail, but I had to retake. I had to sit in the exam again. So this is like getting to know, because what you have been doing, it's almost like you are, the card doesn't say so, but this is what I felt. Like you you are not clear with what you have. You didn't put your resources. This is not to say that the standard advice, hey, group 3, do not be lazy, you are lazy. This is what I heard a lot whenever, like until today. I think this is what I keep on hearing. Aprisa is so smart. If she puts more work into what she does, into her dreams, then she's going to achieve more. She can do, or she can be anything she wants if she puts her mind into it. But she doesn't put enough efforts into whatever she's doing. She's not staying long enough. She's, like, yeah, I was just rambling because that's what I feel. But true, it's almost like this. The advice is not, oh, Aprisa, you need to show up more. Oh, Aprisa, you need to, like, you if you are familiar with this word, like, you just need to show up more consistently, you just need to grind, you need to, like, this kind of thing. I'm not saying about that. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about here, to get to know your resources. So for example, look at the stuff that you are facing right now, what is needed, and then put your resources in the right places. Because right now, the way you have been sabotaging your life and your progress is because you have been putting your resources not on the right place. So sometimes, for example, you force yourself to work when you don't have the energy. You force yourself to work when it's not the right time, just because you listen to the advice of people to be consistent, to show up. Then you put your energy there when you actually, and this is not about staying comfortable or being lazy, or like just wanting the comfort, but this is more about when it's not the right time, it's not the right time. So when it's not the right time for you to do that, what else can you do? you know I recently read a book by Adam Grant. It's titled Hidden Potentials, and the book in one of the chapters, it's talking about rest. It and this is not the kind of rest, okay, please sleep or something like that, but it's more, for example, your craft is reading tarot, like me. Then if you read the book, the I don't know the title of the book, but it's like you have to put 10,000 hours. You must have heard of this one. You must put your 10,000 hours so that you can reach the level of mastery. And this advice actually makes people grind and grind and grind and practice just for the sake of it. But when it is something that we really love, something that we used to play around with because we love it, and then we do that because we want to master it, we want to show up no matter what, then it actually, I mean, logically it should make you the master, right? But the reality is not linear. We are humans, we are messy, we are random, and we have feelings, we have emotions, we have ebbs and flows, we have life situations surrounding us. So we are not always in the place of grind and grind and grind. Sure, this grinding thing can work for some people, if not for many people who have that kind of energy level. And these people happen to be people who are talking on social media, who are talking on internet. That's why they are saying this is what consistency or discipline looks like, and this is how you can work to, this is how you should work to, because otherwise you are doomed. But that's not right, because they have different energy than the rest of us. And here in this reading, in your reading, and according to Adam Grant's book, is that you don't have to, when you are so tired, sometimes you have to limit. For example, me, imagine if I read tarot for 10 hours straight every day for 7 days. What is it going to do to my tarot reading? I'm going to be a bad tarot reader. I'm going to hate my tarot reading, right? I'm going to hate my cards, and I don't want to see. I watched that episode of SpongeBob. You know, SpongeBob loves Krusty Krab so much. And one day he got an order of how many thousand Krusty Krab, and he had to work days straight without sleep, without anything. And at some points, he kept on screaming every time he heard or saw Krusty Krab. And he had to go to a therapist for this. And this is just the same as us. You know, we don't have to look at these things every day. Sometimes we need to take a break and we need to do something else. And according to Adam Grant, this something else doesn't mean that we are lazy or that we are drifting away. In fact, the things that we are going to do can be something that is essentially preparing ourselves for the next level of growth that we want. For example, I need to stop reading tarot at some points, and then what do? Maybe I draw, maybe I go out and play basketball, or maybe I go to the gym and hitting the gym and feeling happy afterwards, after hitting some calories and maybe increasing my weight, for example. You know, so it's essentially, or just like the story. I'm so excited about this reading because suddenly all of the ideas came through. You know, I read somewhere that about fishermen. So fishermen, when the sea or the weather is bad, when it's stormy and they cannot set sail to the sea, then what do? They fix their, their nets. Instead of being sad, instead of being angry, oh no, I cannot go fishing, I cannot earn money for my family and things like that. But what they do instead, they fix their net so that they're ready once the storm is calm, the weather is calm again, the sea is calm, they can go back to the sea and fish, and they can get more fish because no fish falls out of their net because it's fixed, right? So this is what you need to know. You don't need to struggle or grind all the time, but you really need to master your energy. That is the message. All right. And you need to master your energy. You need to take care of yourself. Yes. And for some of you, if that resonates, you need to ground yourself a lot, because we have the root here and we have Taurus here. So this is very much the earth energy right here. This is the fourth house, home. So perhaps for some of you, a message that comes through, separate home and work. If possible for you, work outside of the house and use your house for resting, for playing, for having fun, to connect with your family, with your kids, if you have some or any. Yeah, that's your message. Okay, so let's see. I think what is going to happen in this new moon, around this new moon, is going to remind you of my message just now. You are going to be asked to review. I think even at this point, if you are already experiencing some difficulties or some hiccups, what you need to do is to explore, to take stock of your resources, I think. Any last message that pile or group 3 needs to hear about? I think that was everything that you need to know, actually. Okay. How is it going to pan out? I want to grab the card this way for some reason. Wow. You have the Magician upright. How this is going to pan out? I think, group 3, I think this is going to propel you into a new, a new area, a new stage of healing. This is going to heal you, weirdly enough, although it doesn't say anything about, I think it's going to heal your sabotage. And I think also there's another layer of healing that you are going to find during this process. I think you're going to forgive yourself a lot for the past mistakes, for the past songs that you did that happened because of you sabotaging yourself, or because you doing silly mistakes, or it's okay, I don't have to think about that, when you were careless, essentially. Eight of Swords in reverse. Nice. Yeah, it's going to get you unstuck from your situation. It's going to get you unstuck, I think, because in a way we were talking about you feeling stuck in one situation and you want to move forward, but somehow like you don't know where to go, or if it's possible to go forward, to go to another another stage, another phase, another level. Yes, you can. You are going to get unstuck from this situation. Oof, that's so nice for you. I like that. And you have Judgment in reverse also. I think what is interesting here, what I'm seeing is you are going to see yourself differently, and you are going to see something else about you. That's not me. I think there was a label that you had about yourself that is going to expire. You're not going to see yourself like that anymore because of this. You are starting to do something here, and it's going to change the way you see yourself. And sometimes we see ourselves like, I'm accident prone, I'm just gonna make a mistake again, I'm just gonna fail this again, procrastinate again, or sabotage this again. But then you realize, that was not actually my fault, but I didn't do this and that, but I can do that, and that was not my fault. It was just misunderstanding from my side. I like that for you. And then we have Four of Swords here. I just pulled the card in case you didn't see because it was out of the frame. Yeah, there's Four of Swords here. You can rest. And finally, what is interesting here is that resting from all of this judgment about yourself, from yourself. What's lovely about this Four of Swords actually is resting finally, resting without guilt. Because sometimes here, what I'm seeing with all of this sabotaging, if we say it, we call it sabotaging, it feels like sometimes you rest, but it's almost like in the wrong timing, or for the wrong reason. And then sometimes you keep on working when it's not the right time. But now you are going to see, this is the time to rest. Yes, this is absolutely. And this is how I'm going to rest, because it matters, because you can be tired of a lot of different things, and the kind of rest or the kind of break that you need is going to be different from one time to another. And this is what you are going to learn, group 3, in this um, in this new moon energy. This is such a beautiful start for you. If this resonates with you and you want to claim, don't forget to subscribe so that you can get more reading from me, and like this reading, because it helps me so much to show the algorithm that this reading is helpful to you. All right, so thank you so much for sharing your energy with me. Happy new moon, and I'm looking forward to see you in my next reading. Bye bye. Have a nice day.